Hi everyone, welcome back. I promised you all a chicken leek and bacon pie using my savoury short crust pastry, which I've already done a video on. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop a link to it in the comments down below. So the first thing you need to do to make your filling for your pie is to pop some butter or some olive oil, I like to use rapeseed oil, into a pan and heat it up. Into here now I'm going to add in some bacon lardons. You can use streaky rasher either, just cut it up small, or just normal bacon. So I'm going to cook these for a couple of minutes until they're nice and crisp. I always find bacon lardons very handy because you don't have to do any cutting up. So we're just going to cook them for a couple of minutes. The bacon has nice crispy edges on it now, so I'm going to remove it from the pan. Now into here I'm going to pop in my chopped leeks. I had these ones in the freeze, so I'm going to actually cook these for a little bit longer than normal. So cook these for a couple of minutes. My leeks are nice and soft now, so I'm going to add in my chopped chicken. I'm using about 5 chicken breasts. I'm going to cook this for a couple of minutes. Smells wonderful. The smell of the leeks is absolutely gorgeous. I've cooked that for a couple of minutes and the chicken is all sealed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add back in my bacon. Mix it in. It smells delicious. Just mix that in. Now I'm adding in some dried thyme, a couple of bay leaves. I have 4 here to give a lovely flavour. Chicken stock I've made up just using a chicken stock cube. Double cream. I've got a little bit of corn flour here. This will help thicken my sauce. So add the corn flour into a little bit of water. And when it's dissolved, just add it in there as well. Stir everything together. Mix it all in there. And we want the sauce to get nice and thick. And when it's thick, we can remove it from the heat. So we're going to bring this to the boil and then cook it for a couple of minutes until thick. After a couple of minutes, the sauce will thicken up. You can see that that's got nice and thick. So what I'm going to do now is remove the bay leaves. They've done their job. They add flavour and you don't want them in your pie. One last job to do, a little bit of seasoning, salt and pepper. And some black pepper. And mix that in. This will thicken up further in the oven. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to remove it from the heat and I'm just going to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes while I prepare the pastry for my pie. We're ready to pop our pastry onto our pie. This is my savoury short crust pastry. I did a separate video on this and there'll be a link down in the comments if you want to make it. I just want to show you the dish I'm using. This is the dish and it measures 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches and I've just popped my filling in there so it's going to cool down a little bit. Now you've got 2 options for the pastry. You can put a layer of pastry on the bottom of your pie before you put your filling in. And if you do that, you need to bake it for at least 20 minutes. So you can use my savoury short crust pastry or you can use puff pastry either. This is very handy and it's lovely on pies too. I know people are really busy and sometimes they don't have time to make a pastry. So you could pop a layer of this on the bottom of your pie, bake it in the oven for 20 minutes and you can put the puff pastry on top, covering your pie, or the short crust pastry, or a mix of both would be very nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to knead this pastry a little bit and I'm going to roll it out for the top of my pie. I'm serving my pie with mashed potatoes and some vegetables. So I don't really want a pastry base on the bottom. It'll be filling enough. So just roll that out. Okay, I'm happy with that. Just lift it and get your pie. And pop it just there and roll it down. It is a little bit bigger, but we can tuck it in. We'll just tuck it in like that around the edges. And I just use my thumbs to press it into the side. And just press it up against the side of your dish. I did grease this dish as well. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to brush a little bit of egg on the top and give it a nice golden colour. That's perfect. Let's get a knife and put a little cross in the centre to let the steam out. Now to finish off, I've made a few pastry leaves. I'm going to add these to my pie. You can put any design you want on them. Brush them with a little bit of egg as well. And that's it, ready now for the oven. So it's going to go into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes and it should be nice and golden in colour when we take it out. Here it is, just out of the oven. It smells amazing and it's a lovely golden colour. This pie is best eaten hot, straight from the oven. Look at that beautiful pastry. You can see the chicken, leek and a gorgeous creamy sauce too. I love to serve this with mashed potato and garden peas. They go so well with it. The flavours of this pie are absolutely gorgeous. The chicken, leek and sauce is just beautiful together. I can taste those lovely herbs in there too. And that's it everyone, my chicken, leek and bacon pie covered in a homemade savoury shortcrust pastry. Absolutely gorgeous, smells delicious. It's a beautiful recipe for this time of the year when the weather's a little bit cooler. Perfect comfort food it is. Give it a go. I'd love to hear from you all if you try it. Thanks so much for watching. Happy baking everyone and enjoy. See you soon.